Welcome to the channel. My name is Pia Muehlenbeck and today I have a really fun video for you guys because we are going to do a one-on-one chit chat with Dr. Leona Yip. Now she is a skin expert, she's a dermatologist and a skin health advocate, and I want to pick her brain on how we can best look after our skin during the harsher winter months. Okay, so we've got Dr. Leona here with us, and I wanted to mention, honestly, we just had a little chit chat and we are both based in Queensland, and I feel like this is the first week that it actually feels like winter is coming. Like, it is blowing a gale outside, my plants are just not coping with all the rain, and my little fluffy socks have just come out. All of a sudden, I feel like winter skin is coming, and I wanted to ask, is there actually a change in your skin in winter?
Absolutely. No, when winter comes, the humidity drops, the air is drier, and we're indoors a lot, like myself, the heater's on a lot, so my skin gets really dry too, and it's the same with everyone else. So these environmental factors do contribute to how our skin can also fluctuate with the season. So winter skin is actually a real thing, and winter skin basically describes our skin condition where it feels it's drier, it can be rough, it can be a bit tight, it can be irritated, and it's more prone to skin sensitivities as well.
Yeah, I mean, you never really hear anyone, you always hear people speaking about like, oh, that gorgeous summer glow or that dewy summery skin, and I've never heard anyone say like, oh, that beautiful wintry skin.
Yeah, our skin's covered up a lot in winter, so we don't see it very much, so we tend to forget about it. But you know, when we're also covered up, it's easy to overheat with layers and layers of clothing, thick duvet, and we have hot baths, the heaters are on, but because we don't see it, we don't actually realize that, oh, our skin's actually quite flaky. And when you look at people's lower legs, often you find that, oh, it's actually one of the driest areas in the body, because it's also where skin oils are produced the least. So we don't think about it. We don't look at our skin, we don't actually see that it's actually problematic. So yes, that's right. Everyone talks about summer skin because we see it a lot more, and there's a lot more sun awareness campaigns. But winter is also a really important time, because as a dermatologist, we do see lots of skin problems that flare in winter because of these changing situations with the environment, with the external factors around us. And some people also don't really think about changing their skincare routines in winter. In winter, our skin gets a little bit more sensitive, it's dry, and people continue to use their usual anti-aging skincare, acne treatments that can contribute to further dryness and skin irritation. So we do need to think about what we can change to adapt to these fluctuations in the dry and the colder months.
And is that something we should look at, like changing our skincare routine as the temperature drops, and like what sort of things would you recommend?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So lots of people don't realize they've got one bottle of that same moisturizer that sits in their house that they use in summer and in winter. And that may be okay for certain people. But for a lot of us, we do need to think about changing and having that option to use a greasier base or a thicker consistency moisturizer in winter to really look after that skin moisture barrier. And remember that we've got skin hydration, which is more water in our skin. And we've got skin moisture, which is the skin oils that trap water in our skin. And the best way to look after our skin hydration as well as our skin moisture, so to replenish the water and the skin oils, really is to use a good quality moisturizer. Because, you know, yes, we drink water and water is important, but we share it with the rest of our body. So we don't really know how much gets to our skin. And it's a common myth and common thing that I hear a lot of, just drink plenty of water and your skin will be fine. But it's actually not. You know, water's great, but we do need to use a good quality moisturizer, a greasier one or a thicker one in winter. And in summer, you could use a lotion-based moisturizer, whereas something like an ointment or a thicker cream, or if you would like to use a thinner consistency moisturizer in winter, use one that's more nourishing, enriched with active ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerine, which are humectants. And humectants is a term that describes active ingredients that can actually draw and retain more moisture within the skin. So these ingredients are great. If you don't like thicker or greasier moisturizers, look for moisturizers with these active ingredients. Vitamin E is also really nourishing. Panthenol, which is provitamin B5, that's also a really good one to have in your moisturizer that will draw and retain moisture.
Okay, and if you're not the sort of person that like really indulges in self-care and skincare routines, you're kind of more the person that, you know, splashes a bit of water on and then jumps into bed, what do you think is like a basic routine that you would recommend everyone should follow?
Good question. So I think everyone knows the basic cleansing, moisturizing, two-step, but there really is a third step, which is sun protection. And lots of people forget about, in Australia, across all states in Australia, the UV index is high enough anywhere we are to cause sunburns, even when we don't actually see the sun. So sun protection should be the third step in our basic skincare. So when we're cleansing, we should really be cleansing twice a day, especially in the evening, because we want to clean that, the dirt and the grime, the skin oils, and also products and makeup cosmetics that you have on the skin. In the morning, some people would say, oh, maybe we don't have to have that step. We could skip it in the morning. But then if you're actually applying active ingredient skincare in the evening, and particularly some active ingredients like retinoids, for example, that can cause sun sensitivity, acne active ingredients that can also do the same, we do need to cleanse it to prime our skin for your morning skincare products. And don't forget that at night, when you sleep on a pillowcase that will have grime or dirt or leftover cosmetic skincare, you also can transfer bacteria and infection there. So for myself, cleansing in the morning is also an important basic step. So cleansing twice a day with a hypoallergenic cleanser, especially when you've got sensitive skin. Avoid soaps, because soaps can dry the skin and cause more irritation. Moisturizer is your next step. So when you moisturize, you put your sunscreen on after. It's recommended to use your sunscreen after that moisturizing step, because your moisturizer will tend to be thinner in consistency. So generally you apply thinner consistency products first, and then you layer on the thicker ones later. However, if your sunscreen is a little bit thinner, you can always put that on before if you prefer. So 3 basic steps. If you do have sensitive skin, use hypoallergenic products.
Okay, that seems very doable. I do actually consider myself to be someone that has sensitive skin. I can find that sometimes I react to different makeups and things like that. What do you think causes sensitive skin?
So sensitive skin can be a skin type for some people. It's a genetic tendency. For some people, the dry skin genetic tendency is also commonly linked to conditions like eczema and rosacea, where there will always be a dry skin predisposition that we have to treat, along with treating the skin inflammation that comes with these conditions. But for some others, even if there's no genetic tendency for skin sensitivity, they can develop skin sensitivity over time, and we would call that sensitized skin. Environmental factors like irritants, hot water is a really common one, and that's why dermatologists don't like hot baths. We advise you to take short showers, tepid showers, and heaters, overheating with clothing, for example, soaps and detergents. These can all cause skin irritation and skin sensitivities. And then you also have got active ingredient skincare, cosmetic treatments like chemical peels that can cause skin irritation. The other group of big ingredients that can cause sensitivities would be allergens. And these are substances that can generate an allergic immune response that can cause a skin rash that is itchy, and it can be blistery, it can be hivey and quite swollen as well. So common ingredients that can cause allergies are fragrances. And, it's a bit of a myth when people say, don't use synthetic fragrance, use natural fragrances. And you see that a lot in products marketed as natural and organic. But unfortunately, we do see a very high rate of allergic reactions, whether or not the fragrance is natural or synthetic. So really important if you have sensitive skin to avoid fragrances in your products.
And how do we tell if we have sensitive skin? Like, what sort of things are, I guess, the most common symptoms?
So skin sensitivity is often linked to a weakened skin moisture barrier. If you think about your skin moisture barrier as the seal and the brick wall of the skin, so it sits at the top of the skin. So your skin cells are glued together by the natural skin oils called skin lipids. When the skin moisture barrier is weakened, you get these little gaps that don't seal that skin barrier that well. So you get irritants that get into the skin easier. You get water, moisture that escape easier. So it makes your skin more prone to sensitivities. And the common signs of skin sensitivity would be skin dryness, where it feels quite flaky, and it can be rough. It can be easily irritable, where you can get symptoms like burning or itching, and it can also feel quite tight. So these would be the common things that you can experience.
And I've noticed that a lot more in recent years. Is that something that increases with age? Like, as you get older, does your skin become more sensitive?
More so because of environmental factors. Yes, when we get older, our skin also tends to produce less oil, especially on the lower legs, for example, and on our face also. But then as we get older, we start to use more products for our skin, like for anti-aging purposes. And we know active ingredients like the alpha hydroxy acids, including glycolic acids, retinoids, can commonly affect our skin moisture barrier function. So for that reason, yes, we can see sensitivities more commonly. And people also start to get conditions like rosacea as we get older that can commonly be linked with sensitive skin, skin redness, more prone to irritation, and difficulties tolerating skincare products. So yes, it can be seen more commonly as we get older.
Okay, that's interesting. I feel like I went through a little phase where I almost did like my own little elimination program, you know, and I kind of noticed which products and which makeups were causing a little bit of a reaction for me. But it went as far as me just putting them aside and not using them again, but I don't actually know what particular ingredients cause that reaction. So are there perhaps like a few common ingredients that you would suggest avoiding if you find yourself with sensitive skin?
Okay, so when it comes to skincare products and cosmetics, I guess the top two to be aware of, number one is fragrances. It's one of the top commonest human allergens in the world. And like I mentioned before, whether it's natural or it's synthetic, it doesn't matter. It's still a high risk of skin sensitization for most people. So essential oils is also another common cause. And these are usually marketed as natural products with natural fragrances. Things like bergamot oil, lavender, limonene. These are very common plant-based oils that not only can cause allergic skin reactions, but it can also cause sun sensitivity. So when you go out and you have these oils on your skin, you can actually burn easier. So important to remember, essential oils, natural products are not necessarily the safest or the best for your skin. Makeup and cosmetics. Nickel allergy is very common, and lots of colored makeup like foundation, eyeshadow, they contain iron oxides that make up that color. And iron oxides have nickel in them. And people who are allergic to cosmetics may actually be allergic to the nickel in these colored cosmetics. So if you could look for nickel-free cosmetics, try that and see if it makes a difference.
Okay, that's good to know. Are there any ingredients that actually have like a positive impact, like maybe like boost the strength of your skin so that you don't have so much sensitivity?
Yeah, totally. So firstly, really look after that skin moisture barrier. It will help keep irritants out, keep the allergens out. So I really like glycerine as an active ingredient in moisturizers because it's a humectant, draws and retains water in the skin. Hyaluronic acid is also a very nice, nourishing active ingredient to maintain your skin hydration. And it's also got anti-aging properties as a bonus. It helps with your lines and your wrinkles as well. So that's a good one to have. Vitamin E is a great nourishing one that helps with the skin moisture. And it's also an antioxidant. And antioxidants are great in skincare because it protects us not just from UV effects, but also from environmental pollution, exhaust fumes, and also computer lights that can aggravate skin pigmentation as well as anti-aging properties that it can be helpful for. Panthenol, which is provitamin B5, that's a nice and soothing active ingredient that can help to maintain your hydration, look after that skin moisture barrier, and it's quite soothing, especially if you've got problems with skin burning and irritation.
Amazing. And so all in all, that's kind of the best way to manage sort of skin sensitivity. I'm very much guilty of the hot baths. So I think I need to cut that out because I think that might be causing a bit of a
bubble baths are the worst because, bubble baths, it's actually soap and detergent based, and that itself is irritant. Prolonged water contact is a skin irritant, and heat is also a skin irritant. You're in there for at least 20-30 minutes. So that's why it's not great. We don't like baths. We like short tepid showers. Keep it less than 4 minutes as much as possible.
Oh, wow. That is honestly, I was doing that entirely wrong. So in terms of like some people have oily skin, some people have dry skin, some people have combination skin. Does sensitivity, is that something that can occur for anyone across the board, or is it more prone in, for a particular skin type?
Yeah, totally. Sensitive skin can affect anyone, regardless of your skin type. And of course, there'll be some people who are born with sensitive skin with a genetic tendency, and fair enough, but then sensitive skin can develop over time, even in those with oily skin and combination skin. And those with oily skin are also usually acne prone, which means they would likely be using acne products as well for treating the acne, which usually are effective. But a common side effect of acne treatments is that they can affect your skin moisture barrier function, which means it makes it more prone to skin irritation and sensitivity. So regardless of your skin type, type, skin sensitivity can affect you. So really important to think about using hypoallergenic products that are fragrance-free and also non-comedogenic, so meaning it does not clog your skin pores. So as oil-free as possible.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leona. That was incredibly helpful. I learned so many new tips and I really need to take them on board because I just realized I'm doing a few things a little bit wrong. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that chit chat Q&A with Dr. Leona Yip. She is an absolute beacon of knowledge and I learned so many new things about my skin. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite tip or trick was, or if there's something that you just realized that you might have been doing wrong all along. I definitely need to stop having the hot fragrant bubble baths. Make sure you guys leave a little like on the video and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.